Hey guys, it's Nova, and welcome back to The Monster Me. Last episode was, interesting. We ran into Bill again, and, this time around when we got to, I guess the final decision, so to speak, to make, things took a different route. Like, I wasn't expecting it to end that way, to be honest. But yeah, that happened. And I'm wondering too, in part, if the reason why we got that ending wasn't necessarily because we just simply chose the second choice versus the first choice. But, we had made a lot of decisions that went against Anna, so to speak. So I'm wondering if that had a part to play in how things ended last episode. But in any event, let's get started and see which ending we get today. As per usual, we will skip ahead and we'll only stop when we get to a decision to make. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Alright, so we're at the first decision to either be positive or be honest about the state of the warehouse we found. I'm going to be positive just to keep the morale up, and I'll see you guys at the next decision. Alright, so we're at the decision now where we either agree with Anna to let her rest for the night, or we agree with Jacob to have her stay up and stay on guard duty. So, again, we've seen already in previous episodes what happens if we choose either choice, but I still feel that agreeing with Jacob is the more sensible decision, so I'm going to choose that, and I'll see you guys at the next decision. Alright, so we're at the decision where the woman outside is screaming for help, and Anna's all for, rushing to her aid, whereas Jacob is like, we better not try anything or we're gonna get attacked too. I'm gonna opt to do nothing, only because, I know like in the first episode, or maybe the second episode as well, I was all like, we should try and help her. But then, thinking about it realistically, we don't know. She could have been out there with like 20 people, just waiting to raid, the warehouse and kill us or whatever. So, even though if the shoe was on, if I was basically on the other side of that door, so to speak, and it was me that was in need of help, I would want, people to come to my aid, but I could see why they wouldn't want to help me at the same time. So I'm going to choose to do nothing, and I'll see you guys when we get to the next decision. Alright, so we're back at the decision where Jacob just basically asks us how's our rations, and we saw in the last episode what happens if I actually lie about it. Although, it was interesting because it still gave us the chance to either come clean about lying about the supplies or to keep up with the lie, which unfortunately didn't really have an effect on the ending that we got. So, I don't know, part of me wants to lie to see if, when given the option to come clean, if that would have lowered the morale even further than if I had just came out and been honest with it from the beginning or not. Or if I should just, not even bother and just be honest from the start. I'm trying to think. I think if I'm honest, I think they lose like either 2 points of morale or 3 points of morale. So let's see what happens if I lie and then come clean about it. Loads. We'll be fine here for a while. You sure? Seemed like there weren't that many left. You don't have to protect us, Just be straight. How many are really left? Alright, so I'm gonna come clean and see how different this is. If it's even any different. You're right. There isn't so much. Why didn't you just say that then? Oh, so it looked like it was about the same. Alright. So, that didn't really matter. That's okay, interesting. Unless, again, like I said, I have no confirmation of this, and I'm very reluctant to look up a guide online for fear of spoilers, but I'm wondering if, you know, the character's morale also factors into the different endings you get. Especially considering what happened last episode. Like, I'm wondering if things wouldn't have played out that way for Anna if we had sided with her more. Then again, who knows? In any event, I'll see you guys in a few seconds when we get to the next decision. Alright, so we're at the decision where we have to either side with Jacob or Anna when it comes to the whole, you know, let's go to the supermarket and look for supplies thing. And I'm pretty sure that if we side with Jacob, we'll either get the endings relating to Bill or to, you know, Eloise and Simon, you know, that other couple that we run into. Now, if we if we side with Anna, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the chance to meet the mother and son, and then I am interested to see how things play out if we choose to not so much not choose to let them in. We kind of saw what happens there, but if we choose to make them leave the warehouse. So let's side with Anna, and I'll see you guys when we get to the next one. Alright, so we're at the decision where Carol has just knocked on the door and pleaded for us to let her and her son in. We're gonna go ahead and let them in, because I already know what happens if we choose not to open the door for them. And again, I do want to see what happens if we, you know, if we choose to make them leave later on in the episode. Or, you know, later on in the story, I guess we should say. So, I'll see you guys when we get to the next decision. Alright guys, we're at the decision now where Adam is, you know, very distraught and making a lot of noise, which understandably has Jacob, you know, upset, you know, because too much noise will attract unwanted attention. But then, I agree with Anna in that, well, not even just with Anna, I mean, you know, he is, you know, still just a kid, and these are very stressful circumstances, so it is a bit cruel to throw them out, but, you know, considering what happened in that third episode, again, it might be better to send them on their way, although I am curious to see, well, let's just see what happens. This is, and again, guys, to be, you know, clear, this is something I normally wouldn't do in real life, although this game, I will admit, this game does make you wonder, you know, if you were actually thrown into a situation identical to this. You know, it's easy to say, oh no, I would never do this, or I would definitely do this, but then, once that choice is thrust upon you, then it's like, I wanted to do this, or are you sure you want to do this, you know? But, yeah, this game does make you think in that sense, and, you know, the whole theme, you know, called The Monster in Me. I've said this, I think, back in episode 2, maybe in episode 3 as well, but I did comment on how, you know, some of the choices that I didn't want to make, or some of the choices that I did make, I made them because I had reason that if we lose the humane part of ourselves, we turn into the monsters that we're trying to outrun, that we're trying to avoid. But I do understand that in some instances, you know, survival of the fittest, where you do have to make some choices that might seem, you know, very harsh or even controversial to an extent, you know, if you want to stay alive. And this is definitely one of them. Like, this is probably the longest I've sat on a decision to make, simply because I don't like the idea of doing this, and I don't think that, you know, it's the right choice. But at the same time, look what happened when I opted to, you know, let them stay after all that. Sorry, Carol and Adam, but they should go. What? You can't. I'm sorry, lady, but the two of you need to get out. Now. So it's true. Wow. I just finished saying this. Oh my god, Carol. Should you be the one narrating, commentating this game or something? So it's true then. Humanity has lost itself. Is there no one left alive who remembers what it's like to be human? I do over here across the screen, but again, if I chose to let you stay, all, 5 of us would have ended up dead, so yeah. I'm sorry. Woe to those who scheme inequity, who work out evil on their beds. When morning comes, they do it. May the Lord forgive your sins. And her morale dropped. Anna was very angry with the two of you for a long time. But once the food ran out and she realized you needed to go on the road again, she put it all behind her. Despite everything, the three of you decided to stick together and put all the ugly business of the warehouse behind you. You left the warehouse cold, tired, and hungry, but at least you were all alive and together. Okay, so let's see if this is actually a different ending or if it's the same ending that we got, was it the previous episode or episode before that? Let's see. Oh, okay, different ending. And it's called Strong Ties. So, yeah, again, I do feel bad for actually telling Carol and her son to leave. But again, considering what happened in episode 3's ending, I think it was better for us anyway in the end. I mean, it does make you wonder what became of Carol and Adam, at the end after throwing them out. But unfortunately, the story is about the three of us. And we made it out in the end, and we actually came out, stronger because of it, interestingly. Even though I'm glad it did address the fact that Anna was upset with us for doing that, but she did realize in the end that we only made that tough decision because it was for the benefit of everybody. So, yeah, that's another ending, guys. Hope you enjoyed this episode of The Monster and Me, and I'll see you next time. Take care.